This video is about how you can make Google Forms and then share that form with your friends and your classmates. First of all, I am just going to open Google Chrome. I'm using Windows 11, and whatever version you are using, you can just open Google Chrome if you have already downloaded it. If you don't have that, so you can actually install it. But I think so that most of the students have Google Chrome. Well, Google Chrome is not necessary. You can actually make the form in any other browser. I'm just using Google Chrome for your, age of the work. So I can actually open the Google Chrome. You can see that my Google Chrome is open now. So here, search, I will just write down Google Forms. You can just see that it just came out. Now you're going to click on the first link, that is Google Forms Online Form Creator, Google Workspace. I'm just going to click on it. Here, you will see this type of page. Now on this type of page, you have to click on Go to Forms, this one. I know I earlier said that you can actually make forms in Microsoft Office 365, but it's okay if you do it here. Both options are okay. I will just teach you the other one as well if any one of you wants to, but both options are fine. So first of all, I will just click on Go to the Forms, and you will see that this whole thing will open. Now here you have to see one thing. You can just see in the bottom, which first of all it says starts a new form. There you can find out a lots of templates, which means already made forms which you can use, but obviously you don't need to use them. These are the forms, recent forms. It means these are the forms I already made. So I actually tried to make a video yesterday, but somehow it was not as good. So that's why I didn't do that. And now I am just going to make a new form, but that's good because you can see that the forms I made already, any form you will make, you can actually find it here. So once you're going to click on Google Forms, all of your forms will come up here. But for that, there is another important thing, that you must be logged into it. Probably whenever you will download the Google Chrome, you will have a Gmail account. So probably I believe that you would all have the Gmail account. So you can just see that when I open this Google Forms, I'm already logged into my Gmail account. You can just see that. So everyone has a Gmail account. Whenever you open this Google Forms, if they say sign in first, so you're just going to sign in. It means you're just going to enter your Gmail ID and your password, and then you can access the forms. I'm telling these minor details because this video is also intended for BSM students as well. So I know that CS students are familiar with this thing, and lots of BSM students are also familiar with this thing, but I'm just mentioning in case any of the student doesn't know that. Now here, I'm just going to click on blank form, and this is my blank form. Now the most important thing is title of the form. Here, it's untitled form. I'm just going to save it with my name. This is what you're going to do as well. So for example, whatever is the name, let's say I'm just typing my name. Then I'm going to type my roll number, which is my class roll number. So let's say my roll number is 19. And this was my roll number when I was in graduation, basically. And after this, I'm just going to type the title of my presentation. So for example, the title of my presentation right now is maybe something philosophy, for example. So I'm just going to type the title of my presentation. Now I'm just going to copy it, and I'm just going to, it just automatically gets it. Sometimes it doesn't, so that's why I was doing it. You can actually add some of the description about what was your presentation about, like very shortly. You can actually tell, okay, the presentation was about this, whatever. You can just write down a small description. It will help all the other students to know what was your presentation about if they are unable to fill the form exactly on the time. Now, right after that, you can actually add questions here. So first of all, you can just see it's untitled questions. I'm just going to write down the question. So first question is that how were the slides? Like, I'm just going to write down slides. You can write down a complete questions. How good were the slides? It means students are going to give you marks according to the quality of your slides, because a PowerPoint presentation is very important. So for that reason, it's not a multiple choice question. I'm just going to click on it, and I'm just going to click on linear scale. It's from 1 to 5. It can go up to 10, but we will keep it up till 5. So 1 means that your slides were worst. We will just write it like that. I mean, I would not say worst, but maybe if they were bad enough. And 5 means best. So if someone gives you 1 mark, it means that the thing that your slides were like okay, or maybe they were bad, they were not up to the mark. And if you get the best, it means that obviously you made the best slides. You're going to make the question required. So this is an important question. Everyone has to answer it. You have to make every question required. Now, exactly like that, if I now click on another question, you can just see this is how this question is going to look like. Slides. You have like 5 options. It's just like number and bad to best. You have to make exactly like this 10 questions. So I will just show you how I will make the 10 questions, and then we will finish it. Here you can see that I have completed the form. I just made all the form. So yeah, I just wrote philosophy spelling wrong last time I made the form. Actually, this is the form I made again altogether, because this form was made by me yesterday as well. So, it has 1 response already. So it would be helpful for you as well. So you can see that what is included in my form: slides, voice, content, understandable, dress code, timely done, interesting, informative, body language, and how many questions answered by the person. Then at the end, the person who is going to give you the response is going to add their name. And at last, they have to enter the comments. When you're going to make the name thing, like if I just click on it, you have to select the short answer, because name is a short answer. And then when you're going to select the comments, you have to select the option for paragraph, because the comments can be longer enough. This is how your form is going to look like. It has a total of 12 questions, 10 questions which you are going to ask, which are being answered by the listener of your presentation, and then their name and comment. 2 questions for that. This is how your form is going to look. Now, let's say that I want to share this form. So I am just going to click on send. I really want to send it to some people. Now, I have to click on link here. So link is really long. I can just shorten the link, and then I can just copy the link. Now this link is being copied, and you can just share this link via WhatsApp to all of your classmates. But please make sure that you don't mess up every student's link. Wherever is your group, make sure that once you are spreading the forms, it should not get mixed up. So I would just prefer that if you make a new WhatsApp group just for your presentation, and delete it once you are done with it. So in that group, every person is just going to send the link of their form. And in that way, in that group, you will have link to every other person's form. Once you're done with your presentation, just delete that group. But if you will send the links on the day of presentation or one day before the presentation in the group, which is your already official groups in which the other messages come, it would be really hard for you to find out who sent the form, who didn't send the form. So it's better that you just made one group in which only there is no messaging, only all of the students have shared the forms. That's it. So you will just understand, okay, if your class is, the class strength is, let's say 50 students. So you will just say, okay, have I received like 49 messages or 50 messages, and every student has shared its form, and I have shared my form as well. That's it. That's the only purpose of that group. So just make that group right before your presentations, like one day before your presentations. Add me in that group as well, so I will have access to your forms as well. Now I'm just going to copy it, and I can actually share it, just like copy and paste it anywhere you want. Now I'm just going to open that form in another browser. For example, let's say that I'm opening Microsoft Edge here. This is Microsoft Edge. You can actually make the forms here as well. If I just write down Google Forms, I will just get the exact same options. You can just see Google Form Creator. You will exactly go to the forms the same way. Now, when I go to this here, you can just see that my other account is being logged in here. All right. Now, there are no forms because in this account, I made no forms at all. What I can do is I can just fill that form in this account. So I'm just gonna paste that link. It will open the form. You can just see this is the form which is open. Now, please just know that because all of my accounts, 2 or 3, they are just logged in here in the same browser. So it says this account will submit the response. Now this account is the one who actually made the form as well. So I really don't want to submit the responses from this account. So I would just change the account. If that happens to you, you can actually switch the accounts, whatever account you want to submit your response from. Well, I can actually submit from this as well. I mean, let's say I'm just selecting certain stuff, and just like that, let's say, then I'm going to enter my name. And after all, I'm just going to add comments. Let's say I say bad, and then I'm going to submit. Once I would submit, they say your response has been recorded. Now let's check in the Google Chrome. Now if I open Google Chrome, I'm still on the same form, and I can just see that I have 2 responses now. One response I collected yesterday, and today I collected another response. You can see that I have 2 responses, and my 2 email addresses are being written here. I can just see some sort of reports because there are just 2 responses. The reports look like that, but when you will have a lots of responses, your reports will look really nice, and all of the comments will come down like this. All of the names will come like this. You will actually get that if because both names are mine, so it just like says the same name. But if you will have different names, obviously you will just see if your all responses are done. Like if your class is of 50, so you must have 49 responses. After that, what the most important thing is that how you will actually have the sheets and how you will actually make a report out of it. So let me tell you how it will happen. First, let me just submit some more responses, and then I will show you. Now here you can see that I actually did some responses. I just used this email twice for the response, this email as well twice for the response. So they are just showing that these email addresses are being repeated. So that's why if anyone will submit repeated responses, it will come. We will just get to know. So every person should have the same amount of responses. Like if you have 50 students, so you must have 49 responses. That's what I made it already clear. Now I want to see this thing inside the sheet. So I'm just going to click it, view in sheets. When I'm going to click on view in sheets, actually they gave me the option to name it. I just name it test form. When you will click on the first time, they will ask you to write down the name for the sheet. Because I'm clicking on it second time, that's why it's not asking me for the name. Now the most important thing here is that you can just see the timestamp, you can see email addresses, and you can just see the marking for everything. Now this marking is done, but how would you actually get to know that what is average mark every student has given you and what is going to be your overall average mark? So that's why I'm just going to, on this column after comments, this is a new column. This will automatically open in your Google Excel sheets. I'm going to make a column names as average. All right. So I'm just making an average column. It means that it will add up all these marks and make an average for it. But how would I do that? You're just going to click on this row or cell, I would say, and you're going to go here, insert. You're going to click on insert, and then you're going to go down and it says function. You're going to click on the average function. So we are just going to click on average function. Now when I click on average function, they really want to know what values I want to add in the average function. So the values I want to add in average function start from here. just make sure that you only add the numeric values. Never ever select a cell with text. So if the text is written, don't select it. I'm just going to select this one. Now you can see that here it's written C2. C2. C is the name of the column, 2 is the row. And then D2, okay, C2. And then I'm going to press the control button and I'm just going to select the rest. If you will not press the control button, nothing would be selected. So I selected slides, voice, content, understandable, dress code, move ahead, timely done, interesting, informative, body language, and question answered. So I just selected 10 cells. You can just see C2, D2, E2, F2, G, H, I, J, K, L. You have to select up till there. All right. So now if I just say it like, okay, it's done. So now just look at that. It's done. Now you can just see that they're giving me something. Let me ask. Oh, I just entered another wrong thing. I just selected a random cell, which made it wrong. But now you can see that average is 3.20. Okay, just make sure that you have selected a proper thing. First, if you will just do the average, sometimes the average doesn't come properly. For example, if this is where more formats, if this is selected as maybe percentage, it would be something different. So you have to make sure that you have selected it as a number. It should be selected as a number. So the number should come here. Okay, just make sure that this happens. Now you can actually like do it for all. So I can just copy this formula and paste it here. Now you can just see that when I'm just pasting it, okay, the formula is being applied to one cell and you can actually paste it to all of your cells. I mean, you can just do it collectively as well. So because now they don't have any values, that's why we cannot do anything. So you will just do it once you are done with everything. Like once all the responses are there, then you're going to do this average thing. All right. So I'm just going to do this like this. Now, once you're done with everything like there, let's say that you have collected 50 responses, everything is done. So now we want to calculate the overall average. This is the average of every student. Like this is the average marks given by Amina Ali. This is the average marks given by Sara, or these are the average marks given by Ali. But now I want to calculate the overall average of the class. So what are the marks given to me by my entire class, the average of that. So you're just going to do again the same thing. You're just going to go to the last cell. Let's say you're just going to write it here. Total average here. And now here I'm just going to again select this cell. I'm going to insert function average. Now they want to select the cells. So I'm just going to select the columns. This one, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. That's it. Now, after adding all of these numbers, which were like just 6 numbers, my average is 3.10. These are going to be your average marks, which will be added as it is because your classmates gave you these type of marks. So this is how you're going to, mark. You are going to make the report. This is how everyone is going to make for themselves. Now here arises another question. What will happen if you don't have internet at the time when the students are giving the presentation? How would you fill the form and how would you remember what you felt about when you were actually listening to presentation? So every student is going to make another document and they're going to bring that document with them. The document must look like this somehow, that you would have a proper presentation report. You're just going to write down the roll number of every student. You can just take the attendance sheet from your CR. You're just going to write down their names. And then on the top columns, you're going to write down all the points I mentioned already, right? Like all the points which were mentioned already in the Google form. Like for example, these are the all points mentioned. Slides, voice, content, understandable, everything. And you're just gonna write down the number out of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're not gonna do it like that because this is an old form. It is what I do out of 10 marks, but you're not gonna do it like that. You're going to like do it. You're gonna write down on the top the content I told you, the 10 points, not these points, but the different points. Also, you are going to give the marks from 1 to 5. And once you will give marks to every student, and then you're going to leave some a lot of more place for the comments. This is an old one. I just gave the comments on when I wrote down on the page. So these were like very less. So you're going to do it like that. You're just going to make inside the word a proper table like that, and you're going to get a printout of it. It might be of 2 pages. And then when you would be sitting in class, leaving your name apart, you're just going to mark every student. Then you're going to take this note, this text, this paper home, and then you're going to open every student's form, and then you're going to fill it so that the student will get the responses. So you will have all the thing as well, and the students will get responses as well. This is how you're going to plan this all together. Now, if you have any questions, please ask me in the comments. So I will just check. Also, if you have heard it, also like just mention that you understand everything and you would just do these things properly. So I hope that I made everything very much clear, but still, if you have any questions, you can just ask me. Thank you so much.